Hey, I'm Raj Rodos from keyboardimprov.com, and welcome to the 57th video in my journey through the real book. Ceora by Lee Morgan is the 57th tune. I'm going through them in order, so join me please and play them at home or just enjoy these. This is a bossa nova, but it's not a traditional Brazilian bossa nova. This was written in 1965 by Lee Morgan, great trumpet player who was in the hard bop style, sort of came after bebop. Art Blakey and the Jazz Messengers, sort of the foremost proponents of this. And it has the chords that could be a traditional bossa nova, you know, by Joe Beam or one of these 1950s and then later composers who originated the bossa nova. So I might take these chords and I'll just sort of make up a melody that, you know, kind of sounds like that. Let's see. Kind of a bossa nova, a nice catchy melody, and that would be totally valid. Might even be a great tune, right, with the right melody. But Lee Morgan did something different, and this points to this sort of cross-pollination between the Brazilian bossa novas and jazz, which went on really from the creation of the bossa nova music. And I know this because I was lucky enough to be Jerry Mulligan's assistant in the late 80s, the great jazz baritone sax player, and he was good friends with Antonio Carlos Jobim. And I remember they had dinner once, you know, and I saw Jerry the next day, and this is in the late 80s. They had dinner, and I saw Jerry. I said, you know, how was dinner? And he said it was great. And what they had talked about was this, that Jobim was saying that when he and some of the others were adapting the sambas, or slowing them down, mellowing them out, and creating the bossa novas, that they were influenced by Jerry Mulligan's music and the cool jazz, sort of. Okay, well, if they did that with bebop, they sort of slowed it down, cooled it out a little bit, mellowed it out, then we can do that with the traditional Brazilian music. So they came up with bossa nova, and then, you know, using jazz harmonies often on these popular type songs. But then the jazz musicians in turn took that and brought that into their music. Stan Getz with The Girl from Ipanema, and then later on by writing bebop type melodies to this. So instead of having, you know, sort of a song-like melody, like I just made up, it's much more bebop, and you get things like you know, like Charlie Parker, but over this nice bossa nova beat. So that's where we're at with a tune like this. So enjoy. Sometimes, you know, you have to practice this a while to get these things under your fingers, you know. I can only imagine what it would be like in the trumpet with those big leaps and everything. Pretty hard to play. Here we go. Ceora by Lee Morgan. As I hope you can tell, I love playing bossa novas, whether they're traditional Brazilian or sort of a jazz version. Blue Bossa is another really famous jazz bossa nova, not from Brazil, but written for jazz musicians by a jazz musician. And you can go through the real book and find, I don't know, 20 bossa novas, just sort of make that a project for a month and learn them all and compare them and immerse yourself in that music, listen to the recordings. That's one of the reasons why I'm doing this, to really inspire you to do that. And check me out, keyboardimprov.com, if you want more step-by-step instruction, or look at my blog. I also have a Jazz Pianist Ultimate Guide to the Real Book there. You could just type in Google search any real book tune and Jazz Pianist Ultimate Guide, and you'll come up with a page of listening suggestions, some background, and some practice tips. So thanks for being here, and I'll see you in the next video, which will be Steve Swallow's Chelsea of Bells.